Hey, it's everybody. It's Mark from TCG Discussions. Coming in today with some Red Purple Luffy gameplay, much requested. Everybody wants me to like show them like how this deck works. This morning we've had a couple games where I'm positive and win, and then there's some games we've lost like one. I think I lost 1-1 BY Luffy. I kind of messed up, but you're pretty much positive into a lot of things this new meta, which is kind of crazy. And like, let's see what we get here. BY Luffy, this is going to be a good example if we can draw right. So it's important to take second from them. Cards you want to see, kids are good. But the problem with kid is like they kind of have to attack. We also want ramp here. So we're going to kind of mulligan. We didn't get any ramp, but we still have a kid, which is fine. So hopefully like this will shake out to be good. We get a draw. Hopefully we get Bond Clay or Newgate. That's really fine. But basically, like, the way new BY Luffy is being played, it's kind of weird. See it? I wonder if he'll take this and then just get hit by Law. He kind of, like, has to block this, even though he probably doesn't know. He's probably like, why is this guy attacking into me? This is going to be a very slow game for us. We saw no ramp, even though we mulliganed for it. And this is also going to be kind of like what I talked about, hopefully. Yep, and then we're just going to use card action. We'll rip 2 cards, rip to 2K, and a baby. It's fine. And now every time I swing at him, he's like, oh boy, he's got Law. And we establish a blocker early, which hopefully this is going to buy us some time. We'll still go up an even curve, so in a turn or two, we'll still get to Kid, and then we'll get to Newgate. However, Gear 5 Luffy in this matchup, if you don't know, is like actually insane. Like Gear 5 plus Diablo Jambe and full combo is literally at death. The only way BY Luffy wins this matchup, if you're the BY Luffy player, you can't do a double play off life. You actually have to have a life still remaining. That's like actually really dangerous against us. We will gladly take that no trigger. Awesome, we got Bond Clay. Man, I wish you would have done that faster. Attacked me faster. I really want to do it again, but it's like super bad for our curve to do so. So we're just going to deploy this guy, ramp, and we'll end turn, see if he goes to 7, plays like a couple replacement effects. But if you're BY Luffy, you cannot take life in this matchup for several reasons, just so you're like aware, so I can share the matchup knowledge for you guys. So a lot of them will like flampe early and like take themselves down. And it's like, yeah, just go right ahead and do that because yeah, we'll just block out of that. We don't need the blocker here. And we're gonna probably give him the stain here. We can actually just play this a lot slower. Use the card action to just rip a couple more cards. We just Sabo and something else. And then we will end turn. We're just kind of building a board. And if he has 5 cost Luffy, he needs to take his own life. These laws are getting a lot of value, whether you believe it or not. Like this 2K missing from his hand is a very big deal. What do we got here? Oh, we got these guys. How does he know that? What? He did that at random? That's crazy, bro. Are you guys seeing this? That is crazy, man. You're telling me his first activation of these 2 cards was a positive hit? How did he know that? Yo, this guy might be cheating. Nah, bro. That's crazy. No shot. Oh my god, bro. We're going to take the damage because we still have the blocker, which might get popped next turn, which might be wrong, but it doesn't matter because we have too much counter in hand. I'm about to be an 8K leader. Game, set, match on lock. Should we go 7K? No, we just Newgate here. And then we end. Actually, if he doesn't block her up here on this next turn, he auto-loses. That is insane, bro. This guy is a god. This guy is a god, bro. He has to block her here. He can't just point all this and swing at me. No. What is this guy doing? Does he think he can kill me here? Maybe he's like trying to drain my hand. He says that like I can't win. Yeah, we just blocked that. Give me the best avenue of defense. And just blocked your highest swing because you didn't pop it. You had to pop it. And then he passes. Like this Bond plays like, dude, this guy is sus, bro. This guy is major sus, man. He might outright lose here. 6 at life. If he takes this damage, it doesn't matter if he takes this damage. He auto loses here. Yeah, we're gonna copy this. He loses the game. Yeah, this was the wrong way to play the matchup. That is so crazy, bro. If you hear my dog whining, it's because my wife came home. And she likes to cry every time. Oh, you triggered something? Oh, that's fine. How about 10? Yeah, force to take, right? And now he dies to gear 5. You can't play this. He played this so wrong. That's crazy, bro. Absolutely insane. Use card action. You have no blocker. I told you that he has to block her up or he's going to lose. That's the power of this deck. We're just going to pass turn. Draw a card. Draw Dawn. We're going to take another turn here. And then we literally go 10, 12 here. Smart play would be 9, 13, but he just loses. Like, there's nothing you can do in this matchup, really. Like I said, when you awaken with black, white, yellow Luffy, you essentially have to, yeah, well, what do you do about the 12K guy? I don't even need to go for your board. That was crazy. So he messed up really big here. He needed to pop the Bond Clay. Can't just swing with, play Gecko, do all that. And yeah, like if you're him, like what do? You play this card, right? Like this card needed to be played. You need to like basically force me to either like go out at board or whatever. I get it. He's probably concerned because there's, like, I mean, my hand is monstrous here, right? Like, we have 2 discard costs. We could have played another Newgate, been 8K. His swings don't really matter. The fact that he had this Luffy on the board and refused to pop the Law or this to make these attacks better was really suspect. I was still a 8K leader, 7K, or 6K? So we could have tried to take advantage of that, but we had the counter in hand. We were chilling. That was nuts, bro. That guy, this guy might, ooh, bro, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. That was a little bit sus. That was just a little bit sus. We'll go back to main. But it's just to show you that this matchup is actually really bad. Even if he had, used the effect, even if he had used the effect to, buff his leader, gear 5, just so you guys are aware, it goes until the end of your opponent's next turn. All the buffs do, right? So gear 5, making us take another turn, drops into 5. And the reason why I said it's checkmate is because of this. If I do this same line, I literally Yellow Jam and go 15 and like they auto lose. So, that's a pretty good win. Oh, we got a lot of players now. But we're just kind of playing the same game he is, but we do it with putting way bigger bodies on the board and then like having defenses like Rad Beam's like super helpful. See if we get a game here. It always loads a little bit slow for me. It's probably because of my Wi-Fi and like where I'm at in the house, but it's crazy, bro. That was absolutely crazy. Oh, Enel. Okay, so Enel is actually pretty tricky. This card is like MVP, but we don't have any ramp, and I'm not sure. We don't have any early game presence, and it feels weird. We might keep this. We might not. Do we mulligan? That is the question. I don't know. They chose to go first. Means we go second. We'll keep. Just so that we have high defenses. Draw a card, please be Bon Clay. Aw, damn. We'll end here. I took out Sanji for Pronosuke just for like the cheeky rush, for the record. It's like cheeky pressure. That's fine. We can take a damage. Man, dude, we probably should have mulliganed. That sucks. We're gonna let them know we have double rad. Doesn't matter. At least we'll get some queen filter. It'll put us a Dawn behind. It's not where we want to be. We didn't see ramp this game, which is pretty sad. It's a pretty sad day. He's just gonna draw a lot of cards here. Oh, that's a mistake. You can't do Raigo. You can't get rid of Raigo in this matchup. Oh my god, all the counter in the world. I think we actually just did Frankie here. And we'll just swing 7. Please don't have Onami. I probably should have swung 7 first and then played queen. That's backwards. Don't do that. Swing 7 first, then play queen. Good news for us is that we have Kid. And then we need to get like Newgate. Yeah, we can counter out of that. We don't care. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Use card action. We'll sack this. And then we'll just attack into it now here. This is very annoying for him. And this card is, if you're a Nell and you play this matchup, this is a card you cannot play. Like, you'll find that out, like, the hard way. Essentially, what ends up happening is you play this card, and then I just get to feast on it the entire game. These 7K swings don't matter at me either. He may Katakuri this to the bottom of life, which is, I guess, okay. Because if he does that, we'll just cycle a damage down so that we can get Rad Beam. Yep, there it goes. This is where the game gets a little bit tough. If we had ramp, we could have responded on curve with Shanks. We're even an extra turn basically behind in Dawn. Yeah, we take this. And activate ability. Now we play Newgate, right? And we just still pressure the Enel. And what's going to eventually happen, right, is every turn we're just going to swing at this card when he turns it sideways. Like, maybe he'll wake up and realize that, like, he can't just do this because this is going to... Oh, my God. He got rid of 2 cards for that. We'll take that. Which tells me he has a lot of high-cost cards in hand, which is okay for us. Like, if he activates, like, Shanks here... not Shanks, but Ace and swings, we'll just block, and then when he turns this sideways, he can't turn this side. Well, he can't play Ace and swing. He can swing with this, and then we'll just swing back at whatever. Or he could Yamato, go double 8. That would be fine. But Yamato doesn't get the value of 5 KO over the queen. And we're basically kind of chilling here. If we'd had the Kid, it would have been a lot better because we could have Dawn minus and then reallocated Dawn back on the Shanks play. So he's basically gonna forfeit the turn. Yep. And our response to Shanks, our response to Ace is Shanks. And then we're just gonna go at here. And this is kind of like what you do. You kind of just like build up this board. And he was like, okay, well, I'm just going to overheal, which is fine to do. But now he's probably going to actually try to attack my leader, which is okay. Right? But next turn, we may be able to bait him unless he has like Shanks into like lethal with all these Rad Beams and then kill him on the crack. This Shanks, though, puts in a lot of work. He's forced to basically Raigo here. Maybe attacking him wasn't like the best. But, like, he has to Raigo this card, and he pitched one earlier. He Raigo'd the Newgate? What is with players this morning? Like, I had a Bonnie player that, like, Dofied, and then, like, was at 0 life with no blocker, and did not lock Shanks. Yeah, no block. We'll actually take this damage. Okay. We will play this down. We'll add this. It's unfortunate because we don't have, we almost have to play Sanji blocker, right? Sanji 6. Oh, what would that put us at? I think we can, like, seriously bait him for lethal here. An attack big enough to hit him to 0. But if I go 10 here, I cannot believe he let Shanks live with Raigo. That has to be the stupidest mistake I've seen all day. Okay. Pitched a card. Okay, we're going to go 8. And then we're going to go 12. And this is where, like, Shanks gets, like, massive value here. And if he goes to 0 and attempts lethal and fails, like, this is checkmate. This could be checkmate either way. Like, if he takes this and he relies on this blocker, it doesn't matter. I can't believe he Raigo'd this. Like, I want to show you guys, like, good content, but he can't Raigo this card of all cards. Because, like, I guess his idea was, like, if he attaches to the Nugate, you pop Shirahoshi blocker and just basically removes and has to take the damage anyway. But in that situation, an L gets another life. So if you're an L, like, you don't worry about this Nugate effect on this. You're getting what you want. He's also forced to block here. And I'm basically baiting him to go for lethal. Oh, he scoops. Yeah, this is a terrible position. If he Raigos here, so, like, okay, so, just to, like, kind of elaborate. In this situation, the NL player, if they have Raigo, it would be preferred. If he does go for the Raigo, he can attempt to go for lethal, but he won't have the damage, right? He almost actually has to attack over my board. And if that's the case, we may just, like, queen blocker up and cycle an attack over everything. And we'll be fine with that, especially if we get Kid. We'll just tap Kid, activate, go back up. We cannot die here. If we get him to 0, regardless of this blocker's here, like, if he takes this damage and doesn't Raigo the Shanks and heals to it in its place, I'm sorry. If he doesn't heal, but Raigos the Shanks at 0, we have Janbei to just go straight through the blocker and kill him. If he does heal here, which would be the right thing to do in the matchup, he basically has to attack at this card, which he can do. And then he's going to try to attack me while, like, I'm weak, but he's going to give me the Kid. And like I said, I don't die here. And if I have all this still in the following turn, I still don't die, but it's going to be better for him because he pressured some cards out of my hand. But I mean, I'm sitting at 11. He's sitting at 4. We have this card. I guess he didn't like the position he was in and he wanted to quit. But Shanks is actually super strong in the matchup, kind of like I explained in my deck profile. Like, you do that and you just pop this card, or you pop his ace. Like, you can just see the response. And then the other issue is when he swings with this card, I can literally just remove it for free, essentially, because I'm going to attack at it. The other thing that's, like, really good is, this blocker would not actually be able, if, like, I had my board, another thing that you can do is, like, this blocker is going to defend the last life before 10 cost. So I just want to, like, show a little combo. If Kid was on the board, what you can do is activate Janbei, go straight through on a card. Then if he takes the damage there, obviously if he takes the damage, you can re-ramp back up off the Kid attack to sack the Dawn that you used on Janbei. And then, because you probably actually, you activate Janbei, then you would attack with Kid, take the Dawn away, activate Leader Effect to put it back. And if they take that damage and go to 0, because it's, like, unblockable, right? You can Gear 5 and then basically secure game because he doesn't have the life reset effect. So, yeah. That's kind of a weird spot for him to forfeit given his hand. If he didn't have Raigo here, he should definitely forfeit. But the fact that he has the blocker and he has Raigo is a little bit weird. But yeah, let's go on to the next game. Sorry about that. That was weird. That was super weird. Super awkward. See if we can get one more. Just see what the deck does. I had a really good game against Bonnie. I was like, man, I should probably be recording this. So, again, I apologize also for the video quality content. So, as you guys know, I am not a super high-techy guy when it comes to video stuff, but I have a buddy of mine who does a bunch of, like, recording and editing for something else on the side for him. So, hopefully I'll take some classes from him. And we'll get this content up and rolling and bring it better quality. And then we might actually be able to monetize the channel a little bit, get it to grow, get like an intro for you guys for TCG discussions and all that other stuff. So hopefully we can get that, and we'll be chilling like villains. All right, so I guess we're just not going to get another game. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to get that Dofi player. Somebody in the comment section asked me how you play against Dofi. How you play against Dofi is you ramp early and pray to God they can't network transport error. That's weird. Let's see if it, I don't know what that means. Yeah, if you ever play me, I'm Mark Bennett. Mark Bennett is TCG Discussions, not clickbait. Wow. We're just really not going to play anybody today, are we? Trying to get this third game for you guys, but literally it's like running slow as could possibly be, which is tragic. Oh, by the way, wish me luck today. I've got a store treasure cup. It's gonna be nice. Oh, got somebody. Rebecca. This is a horrible matchup for Rebecca. We're going to keep this hand because this hand is absolutely godlike. Yay, we get to see what it's like. If you play Rebecca, this is a terrible matchup for you. You see this? It means it's, yeah, this is bad news for her. Especially two of them. If I, in any way here, get Mancherry, plays it down so you can draw. And activate Mancherry effect to do that. Negate's massive. If we draw that, it'll just be like the icing on the cake. And there's no reason to not swing out here. There's matchups where you don't swing, like Black Yellow Luffy, for example. You don't want to swing. Bonnie, you want to do a mixture of attacking the board and them. Force them to attack out. It's fine that they activate Mancherry. I could care less about this card. I literally could care less. Bond Clay, yeah, sure, dude. Play Leo, yep, fine. See, that's like the thing, like people are like, oh, we got to get rid of the card. I kind of get it, but it also just doesn't matter at all. We'll use card action for this. Now, the thing that sucks is he does have the ability with Orlumbus to kind of like reduce this to 3. And then if he has this and activate a Leo summon on play, KO something 1 or less, or some other effect. So like Gravity Blade here could get some work. We're still going to just push forward with our game plan though, right? Like we don't wait for our enemy to be like, oh, this is like best position. So just to kind of explain what I was talking about earlier in my video about this deck, so we have the even curve. We ramp with Bond Clay, go to 5, 7 gives us Kid. Next turn we'll go to 8, then activate effect. Does he have another removal for this? What's, oh. How did this get to the, what? I have no idea how that got to the board. That's weird. And then here we'll activate if we have more Dawn, and then we'll deploy Kid again. We'll use card action, and then we will attack big numbers now. We just basically force him to have outs every turn. And thank God that he lost a Grab Blade, and we'll end. And then, like now with this, like we're just going to start filtering to our bigger cards. He's not really attacking me because it would be a little bit awkward. I don't understand how he got Rebecca and that. That was a little bit weird. Maybe it was like lagged or something, lagged on his play. But if we can get our big bodies to stick against him and start swinging, like she just doesn't have the hand. And that's like the goal. If 7-cost Luffy comes down, it's kind of a problem. Dude, this is crazy, bro. Double of this. And we don't really have any removal for it either, unless we get to Shanks. If that's the case, though, like, and we do get Shanks, we kind of need to save it for 7-cost Luffy. So he can't just, like, double strike 15, murder us, whatever, with whatever. What does this card do? Character between 3 and 5. Rebecca, which adds Luffy. Bartolomeo. Okay, that's just a 2K. Are fine with that. I'm actually going to attack this card so he doesn't get more advantage next turn. And also here, we're going to double Queen. Unless we draw, like, a new gate or something. What? What does he add back here? I'm very lost. Oh, he plays the, I see. He then plays, yeah, Kyros. Okay. We'll pitch Bond Clay. We'll do it again. We'll pitch for Nosuke. We'll attack Chidon, go 7. So he's had the ability to do these Orlumbuses to like answer everything we do. And this is where the deck can kind of become problematic. You should just free block this here. But these queens are not blockers right now. Next turn, these cards are going to, I'm going to divvy up all my Dawn and swing like 9s at him if he doesn't remove them. And it sucks because these are, he has Orlumbus here to like actually put pressure. But, oh, he just forfeits. Yeah, I don't know really why he did that, and it's a good thing he didn't attack me because I would have just started shanksing cards off the board and then swinging 12, and it's going to get really bad. Maybe he just doesn't want to play against it, and then next turn we also draw Kid, which is huge for us. In general, this is a bad matchup for her. She kind of saw the nuts. Having double of this, like if he had drawn Grab Blade here, it would have been really bad for us. And he kind of lost his, but next turn, how many Grab Blades? 1, 2 are in drop. I'm not sure how many he plays, but Grab Blade is kind of a huge issue for me in this position. It'd be kind of backbreaking. But yeah, like we're just going to go 9, 9, 10 or 9, 9, 9 at him next turn if these live. And then, we're going to take another turn and just, Janbei bypass and kill him for 15. So if it, like, this is one of those things where like sneakily, like if he doesn't remove my cards every single stinking turn, which is weird because he could have played Luffy and attacked over both, but like maybe he wasn't confident that he could kill both. I don't know. But if we did take any damage here, we have Shanks and then we're just still gonna pressure. He should have free block. Yeah, I don't really know why he forfeited in this position. It's not losing. He's not losing. He also could have kind of needed to play Luffy, Conga, and go over both, maybe. Or maybe he wanted to go at life and can't because of the blocker, and that's like why he quit. I don't know. But we just shanks the Luffy off the board and then force in a replay and then swing and then like leave 1 up for Rad Beam if we had Kid on the board. Or just play Kid. I think Kid is actually just a little bit stronger because it gives us like Rad Beam and whatnot, but maybe if we get a game where we can actually finish and see what the deck does. and not have people just auto quit. Dragon, I don't play Dragon, so just to kind of like talk about it, a lot of people ask me, like, why don't you play Dragon? The card is super good. So Dragon is good, and against situations like that, Dragon's fine. Destroyer, we're going to mulligan because we have no ramp, and not only do we have ramp, he chose to go first, and that means we have a great curve to new gate. If we get a kid here, it'd be great. We're going to end turn. What was I saying? Dragon, right? Oh boy. That's fine. This guy does not understand that he cannot do that. We play Bond Clay here, and then swing 7. Please don't have like some stupid trigger to play like Banish out here, and then just load up your Dawn. These cards are annoying, okay? Like they are. If you play this matchup, you have to out it like immediately. Like if these cards turn sideways, just kill him. We want him to go to 6 here or counter out. If he counters out here, this game is over. Unless he like gets like double banish and like takes 2 of my life. If we saw a kid on curve here, it'd be incredible because we'd have 7 and then 9. Oh my god, dude. He quit again. Rip-a-roni, man. It's like players just, they just know, man. Like, they just know. Like, can't believe that. They don't want it. The guys like, they don't want it. I know. Chose to go first. We have ramp, but we don't have anything that we want to ramp into. This is okay here if we get Zorajuro off of the draw of Nami. We do want to see Shanks. Oh, we don't even need to do that. We just get to do it either way. We're going to take Rad Beam. I already have a 2K, and we're going to end. So if he attacks me here, if you're an L, this is also something you can't do. Okay. So he's just going to be insulting about it. This guy is just going to be overly aggressive. We'll counter the Sanji. That's fine. The thing that sucks here is... dang, dude. I wanted to get the kid fast. We'll just go 5, 7 here. I can't play Zorajuro because if he does Gadatsu in hand, he just gets to kill it for free. Even though I, like, really want to. The fact that that was banished, maybe I should have just taken it and not cared. But, yeah, we're just going to swing 7. And then if he takes this damage, we have Law Blocker for the following turn, so we're going to have to play this again a little slow. We're going to end turn. I hate playing against no players that play this line. This is a terrible line to play, by the way. Like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, Onami swing 6, like, on your second turn. That's, like, nobody in the game is going to take that damage, bro. Like, it's a terrible line to play. So if you're an L, don't do that. That's fine. We'll take the damage. Oh, baby, baby. Okay, you can use card action. You can lose a couple cards on hit. Oh, my God. Raigo Yamato. Massive, right? And now you can take whatever godforsaken nonsense and turn. Next turn, we go into 7, so we can play kid to kind of like buffer ourselves. If he still has 7 cards in hand, 5. I don't have a 2K. I swear I could have kept Sandy. Maybe I should have just countered the 6 with that and kept the 2K here. Maybe that was like a slight misstep. We'll resolve that. The good news for me here is that, yeah, the Gadatsu. Oh, boy. Okay, so we're kind of forced to do this. And swing 7. Because now, next turn, we have Newgate. And he's at 7 cards in hand again, which we want. We're fine with. This card is mildly annoying. If he does swing with it, we'll swing back at it. Oh, and there's the easy counter out. Puts kid on the bottom. That's fine. We'll buff our Dawn. We'll play Newgate, and then we'll swing 8 and 6. It's okay that Katakuri can attack me here. Next turn, he's going to go to 10, so he's going to probably play ace, which will just shanks right away. And then swing into Katakuri. Yep, we'll take the damage. He's putting the pressure. We'll resolve this. We will not use the trigger. We have a lot of non-counter in hand. But if we, the reason why I decided that I'm not gonna do that, do the play of, yeah, this is where Shanks is huge, guys. Like, Shanks is super huge. We're gonna force him to attack, but, next turn, we have to play pretty defensively. Swing 6 here. The thing that sucks is we won't have a Shanks to answer his Shanks, which it's kind of like, okay, well, we'll bait him to go for lethal. If he has another ace here, it's really bad for us, and they always have another ace. I guarantee he's gonna have another ace. Maybe it's a little bit tempting to go after the Newgate here in this situation. I don't know. If he does, we just attack life. Our next turn, see, we're not going to take this one because if he plays ace here, that's the damage we're going to take. If he plays ace and swings at Newgate, that's a misplay. He can't do that here. I almost wanted to take the damage, but I don't want to have to counter out the higher swing if he does have ace. And the good news for us is that we're going to be able to have double Rad Beam and double blocker. If he passes without playing anything, oh, yeah, no, that's, what is with these, like, auto, we'll go, so yes, rush ace, goes 12. Let's think here. He has 6 cards in hand, so Law Blocker is the worst of the two. It's also not a bigger blocker. So we'll go here and here to resolve. Now, oh baby. We'll deploy, use card action, bang. We'll get rid of Zoroark here, so we can use Nami Search to add this. Here we clear board, right? We tax this hand and demand that he has another heal next turn. The question is how deep do we want to go at it? Could we go 12 over 8? Give me 3 cards. And the fact that he didn't heal tells me that he has a lot of non-counter in hand. Counter in hand. The fact that he didn't heal. He has to let this go. If he doesn't, I'll still attach 1. Like, if it's 1, this will be 3 cards out of his hand. Yeah. And then we end turn here. And we're kind of in this is a position that's kind of solidified, right? He literally, literally needs to heal. If he is bricked and not had a heal here, this is game over. Like, this next turn is going to be every one of these cards turned sideways, and his piddly 6-7 cards in hand just doesn't matter. So, he actually might scoop here too. This is going to be the second time I played against an NL player and had triple Rad Beam up. If he does play ace here, yeah, he has to scoop. If he did play ace here and swing 10 and attack into me, I get to counter clap back at his board. And he doesn't, like, I just block with it anyway, right? I can just block. And then the other issue is that if I have another Shanks, or I just go straight at his life and he's forced to take it, which I'm going to swing at the ace, right? I'm going to swing, take 2. I'm going to swing at it again. And then play Kid, and then attach, do a Dawn Minus and attach up and swing at it, and it dies. And he's just basically left with the same board state. And he didn't have anything he could really swing at, right? So if I take the damage from Kid here, just leave 3 up for Rad Beam, I don't die unless he removes the blocker with something, which he can't do. So, yeah. And then he knows I have gear 5. This game's over. So, just to explain the line one more time. He aces. He has to swing at my life. I take the kid. Next turn, I go into 10 Dawn. I play kid, Dawn minus, activate gear, my leader effect to go back up, go. And then I will have, 4 Dawn up. I'll go 12 at ace. He'll be forced to give me the counter. And then I'll probably do another 12 at ace again, and then it dies. This would leave me with 2 rad beams, a queen blocker, and a board that he has to stare at. Of which the next turn, the best case scenario here is Yamato, right? Yamato heal. But then it is kid swing, this, and this at me. He can't go for lethal because queen is still on the board. And so these rad beams just basically get a lot of free real estate. And so then it would be 8, 10, 12 after he has like no counter in hand because we drained it against ace, and then 6, and then gear 5, 7, he has to take, he's going to have to take the damage, right? I'm literally going to get this cycle through and kill him. And the card he's drawing next turn is Kikanojo, so it won't matter. So it'll go 8, he takes, 10, he takes, he goes to 0, we go to 12, and then we swing, we play gear 5, 6, and then we go gear 5, take another turn, and then it's either 10, 15 or 6, 16, however you want to split it. He actually loses. Even if the trigger is like you're the one who should disappear, he'll still have no counter in hand, so it doesn't matter. So that was the first one. In case you're like wondering what he could do here, there is nothing he can do. I guess like the best thing he could do maybe is play like bottom queen but give me more life, which is still terrible because I still have like rad beam. And if he doesn't heal here, it's also bad because it's still 10 at 5. It would take all 3 of these to block that. Then it would go 12, then 6. 12. Oh, no. I just go 12, make him take it. Then play gear 5, go 7. He'd be forced to take it. I take another turn, he loses. So, yeah, there's just no win for him here. Super unfortunate, or fortunate for us. But, yeah, it's a 40-minute video. A lot of it has been spent with me in the lobby. Just to show you guys, this is the deck profile. Not BY Luffy. We want Russian Elf. No, we want red, purple Luffy. Yeah. So this is a list updated. I took the Sanjis out for Fornosuke's just to have like that cheeky rush. I found that like the only good aspect of Sanji is that I can take a life to go to rad beam if my opponent's starving me. But any opponent that starves you in the matchup just essentially loses the game because of A, B, C, and D. So it doesn't matter, right? All of these are wins. Some of these are like quit outs and it's like kind of salty. I think the only one that was like really still in the game and could do something was Rebecca, even though like it was kind of a weird thing. Like, what do you do? And then, if I was Rebecca, I probably would have tried to grind that out a little bit longer. And I had a good board state with Olympus to just like kind of remove cards. The other thing that was kind of insane about the Rebecca's position is he had Kyros with double pop on Olympus, which means like he could get free reduction on anything that he wanted. But yeah, that's Red Purple Luffy, guys. It's really good. And this is, for the record, this is on the Sim, so it's in new meta, right? Eddie's Lobby and Law are banned. So this is like new meta. You're wondering if you can play it. You can play it against Bonnie. You can play it against anything. The only thing is like in the matchups that you have, like for example against Anel, this card's like mad important, right? Like I told you, he played 1 ace and I shanksed it, and the rest of the game was in my favor, right? Like even if he plays ace and swings, it became a hand tax game that he can't play anymore, right? Because he has to protect his ace. He has to. And with that and Newgate on the board for what it was, it's just a little too much. Katakuri is annoying because it always puts a 7 cost there. But when they do that and swing at the Katakuri and then you ace their shank, you shanks their ace, you basically get like 3 cards a turn out of the Katakuri whenever it swings. Newgate also got to swing at it as well. So like, it's just a lost cause. If it's 2 and then 3 cards a turn, like Anel's hand size can't protect it forever. And then eventually you're going to get back to this card. If you had played something else and they bottom decked it to life, like my Queen blocker, like he had Katakuri, if he had done that and then given me the Kid, if I then re-Kid and he doesn't out it and then I play another Newgate, like the game's just lost. The fact that I searched this also was complete checkmate. So yeah, saw the BY Luffy matchup. That matchup is like literally free because of this card. If you're the black yellow Luffy player, just to like kind of give a tip, if you're the black yellow Luffy player, the way that you play this is you need to be at 9k with a life still, right? Because if in any regard you have 0 life and you're a double 9k, you lose the game. You just lose. So if you're the red-purple Luffy player, how do you win that, right? How do you make that avoidable? You make that avoidable by being the person that makes them take their life. So for example, you have to be, like, when you are attempting to go for the kill turn, or the turn that, like, puts them to 0 so you can force them to go into Gecko and then just lose the game, you need to be the one to take them to 0, because if they have 1 life and then they Hiyori, play down and then like put like a Luffy or something, play a baby, then take it, and then they do a double heal play with leader effect, and then go to 9 and then leave 1 in there by playing another baby down and taking the life, like for Sabo. That is how they get into the position. But if you knock them to 0 on the turn that, like, the turn before you want to go for lethal with Gear 5, that is how you win the game, right? You have to be the one to put them to 0. You cannot let them be the one to put them to 0. Now, black yellow Luffy players, the only way for you to win that is to use this card. So if you play this card early, or you counter out with this card because you feel like it's good to, you're losing the game, okay? Neither of these take a life effects, or this one give you the ability to do that line of play like I just said. Ivankov does. Yeah, trash the top of Ivankov and then place it. So Ivankov and these are going to be like, and Hiyori are going to be like your 2 biggest boons. Otherwise, you just auto lose the matchup every time. If red purple Luffy draws Janbei Gear 5, it's over. And like you guys saw that, like, I just draw a lot of the turns stall out. I play Nami, search top 5, and I can just get either one. Now, admittingly, it's kind of like a combo that's like sequential. I have only 2 of this and 3 of this. The other issue though is that, look at this. It's a 10, it's an 8, it's a 12. So like, even in lines, I've had games where I play against black yellow Luffy and the double heal has no Sabo, and so this card just gets shanks, and I'm not killable, right? Especially since like in games where like they don't remove Kid, because the turn that you shanks, swing into their 9k leader, Dawn minus, and then use leader effect to bring it back so you have 1 up for Radby and you don't die, right? Plus all counter in hand. This card is also very broken in the matchup. It's actually one of the reasons why we're positive even if we're slow. Because like, I'm not sure if you guys saw this in Oceania, but like this Trafalgar Law Blocker like literally just decimated the black yellow Luffy player that was playing it, so... yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this one. I tried to show you guys some games, but obviously people are like, I really don't want to play against this deck. It's like I'm playing Nami or something. So hopefully you guys liked the Nami video. I went in kind of hard on that, so if you didn't check that out, go ahead and watch it. And Let me know if you guys have any questions. Oh, let me answer like one thing about Dofi, because somebody, I want to respond to the comments. So this is my current list of Dofi. This should probably be a 3, but I like this card a lot. This card just steals games. This is my current Dofi list, okay? And if you're not doing this in Dofi, you've done something wrong, for the record. This is kind of mandatory, even over this card. Like, this card, it just sucks compared to these two right now. But how do you beat Dofi? Well, all these cards come in tapped. So you beat Dofi by literally just swinging 7s at these cards. If you get to Kid, they cannot play the game. If you get to Kid, Newgate, they still can't play the game. If you get to Kid, Newgate, they're not playing the game. It doesn't matter that they get this card either. You don't care. Yes, they have red rocks, so they can like hit your Newgate or Kid or whatever, and it's like fine. But when you become a 7, 8, 9 leader, like 7 only gets touched by a Dawn with this. Yes, he can swing and still play a card and it's whatever. But you're fighting for the board while establishing a card that's like a 7, 8, right? So if this hits the board and then starts to swing, it's 7, 8. If you get double of these, it's 8s at 6s. Like, he's just eventually going to have no hand. Then you play Newgate and then like you just keep going in. Also, depending on like board state, right? Like, always attack board first. But if board state allows you to play Gear 5, take another turn and be safe, it may be advantageous to do so. Especially if you can hyper ramp back up into like these cards again, if you have them in hand. Because establishing a 10-12 in the matchup makes you be able to pressure Kaido. You also have blockers. They're really important in the matchup because basically what they allow you to do is block the Kaido swing and then like keep swinging out with like your big bodies. Like block Kaido swing and then keep going. If they have high hand size, this is great. If they have, like when you get to like 8, 9, 10 Dawn, Queen becomes like a massive boon, especially with these cards. Because what you can do is like, you can play Queen, activate effect, activate leader effect, go back up with Dawn, so you're at 6, and then subtract them off this. You go down to 9, and then your leader effect, you could go from 10 down to 8 if with 2 of these, and so you won't even need to redo it again on the next following turn. So Queen's like really broken with double of these and that, and so you just eventually like once you're able to start fighting for the board, and this card is massively annoying as well. This is a card that almost auto gets attacked. Like if they force you to go second, which Dofi usually does most of the time, if you see Bond Clay as the ramp curve into Kid, like you're really fine, because if they play a 6K, any 5Ks that come into the board will get attacked at by 6. They get attacked at by 6. And that's the thing about this, like, you don't have to invest on, right? If Dofi plays a 5K on their first turn and you have Bond Clay ramp on even curve, you basically get to go Bond Clay, ramp, then play down, play him, get a Dawn, and then go 7 at 5. And you ask Dofi for 2 cards immediately. In a turn where if they played Perona, they have only 5 cards in hand. And if they counter out of that, which they might, right? If they counter out of that, which they might, it's irrelevant, right? It just doesn't matter. Dofi 7 swing early can also be countered out early by a 2K, which you'll take the damage. It's like minuscule, because unless he like hyper stacks up to 9 and goes again, it's fine. Then in which case you'll stay, like if you have Kid on even curve, it starts being a little bit less relevant, because yeah, like once like Rad Beam gets in range, they just kind of like fall off. Red Rock is the only thing that hurts you, but you play too many big bodies. And then 10-12 Kaido is a problem, but you can, if you play Shanks like KO something else, like you have a 12, and this is a 12 yourself to counter at the Kaido, if you have to, right? But most of the time, like Kid and Newgate kind of get you there until they get to Red Rock. And if you like, I'll just say this, man, if you draw the nuts and get like back-to-back Newgates with 1 Kid on the board, they literally cannot play the game. They've lost. But like, I've had a game where I play Kid, and then I have the follow-up with Newgate, and then like I drew another Newgate, and then they red rock Newgate, but I'm like still a 9K leader, and then it just goes again and again and again. And then I just basically once like the third Newgate stuck, and I was like 9K for like the third turn. Then that's when they like played Kaido, and then like I got to like free swing out at them, and then I get to gear 5 them. Blockers don't matter, right? Taking another turn against people at 0 with this deck is like really insane. So, yep, that's how you play the Dofi matchup. Yeah, it's super solid deck. It's super clean and concise. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy, like the only card that's a little bit weak is the 0 cost event, but we played too many non-counter cards to not justify at least playing 3. It almost would feel cleaner if like I cut this and then played another Furnosuke, but in a handful of like non-counter, like you saw some of those games, like the insane game where I had like 11 cards in hand, like this was going to just remove all the non-counter that was in my hand that was like bad. So it's a good emergency stop button. And it also helps you like get over some funky numbers, and protect you for lethal when you have like, if for example, like I said several times, I'm going to bait my opponent to like going to lethal here, and I know that I cannot die. Yeah, that's like a situation where like these like come up clutch, because if this is the only card left in your hand down to 1 and like they just lose, they lose. So that's enough of me rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry the gameplay wasn't better. We'll try to give you some more another time. But this is Marcus from TCG Discussions. I'll be signing off now, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.